Access granted.
This is a journey into sound. This is a journey into sound.
What's up? My name is Randy Paige, also known as DJ Front Paige, born and raised in New York City. Moved to New Jersey when I was about 14 years old and moved to South Florida in about 2000. Been DJing since the mid-80s. I got my start just listening to DJs in the parks in the Bronx, block parties, just loved the culture. I had a friend of mine who was pretty well off that lived in New Jersey at the time. His parents gave him whatever he wanted. He wanted some DJ equipment, but he never used it. So I used to just go to his house and practice, and would say, "Hey, I'm coming to your house," and thinking that we were gonna go over there and play Tecmo Bowl for all you old heads who know what that is on the Sega Gamecast, thinking that we were going to play video games. I would just go over there and sneak and get on his 1 and 2s, his techniques, and just rock out, which is where I learned to blend and scratch and all the elements of the culture. Speaking of the culture, I love the culture. I love the culture of hip-hop. From the early rappers to where we are today with the likes of Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne, Biggie, Nas. Just the culture itself embraced me. All the elements, the 4 elements, from MCing to DJing to graffiti to breakdancing. I just love the art form. I've always loved the art form. One of the funny things is that I can't dance, but I love to watch people dance. So I figured the best way to make people dance was to DJ. And so I would go to clubs and just, as opposed to what everybody else was doing in the clubs, I was always by the DJ booth. And that's really how the love and the passion for DJing enveloped me. We started DJing small cookouts and people's birthday parties and house parties, and then got graduated to block parties and a couple of big social gatherings. And then ultimately I got my break from Vanguard Media. Keith Clinkscales and one of my good friends, Gary Lewis, they brought me on board and asked me to do a mixtape for them for Absolute Vodka, and that kind of launched me into the corporate element. And I went on and did like 3 or 4 more projects with them, with Vanguard Media, Savoy Magazine, Honey Magazine, Vibe Magazine, the Impact Music Conference, just really showcasing my talents, and from jazz to hip hop to R&B to pop. I've just always loved, even gospel music. I just love the culture. I just love music altogether. Some of the parties that I've been doing since I moved to South Florida, I got my first gig in South Florida was at Barcode with the owner named Peter Thomas, the infamous Peter Thomas. He gave me my first break. I went from there to the Forge with Louis Oliver. I knew Louis before I even moved to Fort Lauderdale. He heard me spin through another mutual friend, and he invited me to come and try out or do like a guest set. I went in, did my thing, and then we did 3 years at the Forge. And then ever since then, I've been like his personal, private, special event DJ for places like the Forge, as I mentioned. I've done his Super Bowl parties, his boxing events, his bowling events, all of the major events that he has, his Winter Ski Summit that just passed in 2012. And as we move forward into the future, I'm the official DJ for John Sax. John Sax is a saxophonist here in South Florida. He has a band, but I also am his backup DJ for his music when his band is not available. I can't say enough how much I love the music game, the art of DJing. I believe it is an art. Not everybody can do it. It's not for everybody. Really, that's me in a nutshell. I guess if I had a memorable moment, would probably been in Colorado this past winter. Well, winter to those people that live in Colorado, but not to the South Floridians, because we don't know what winter is. But we did Breckenridge Ski Resort, where we were a little out of our element, and they just didn't know what to expect. And myself and John Sachs, we went in there and we gave them 5 hard hours of DJing and showcasing our talent, and we just blew them away, and that changed the game for Breckenridge. Matter of fact, they invited us back, and we can't wait to get back. Check me out on Facebook at Don Paige GRP. Check me out on Twitter, Don Paige Group. That's me, DJ Front Paige.